everybody? It's Brad Williams. You're listening to the Scotty Sports Show, where the takes go down smooth like a beer in a fry. Enjoy.
All right, so everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of the Scotty Sports Show. Thanks to everybody here live at Prohibition Cigar and Spirits. I'm your host, MD Lovelace. Joining me tonight, Jeff Brice. And then a brand new face to the show. Well, I shouldn't say brand new, you've been here before. David Pfaff, formerly of your Wisconsin Badgers. So everyone can give these guys a hand for being here. Wisconsin sports this time of year is an interesting time to be in Wisconsin. Our Brewers are number one. Our Bucks are in the NBA Finals, and we have a special Super Bowl guest here tonight, man. Things are looking up here in Wisconsin. As a former Wisconsin Badger, let's start with you, Pfaff. The NIL agreement. I know you and I were chatting about this the other day at Axe, throwing some axes. We were able to take some bets out and kind of give back to the community a little bit. We were talking about this NIL agreement. What's your take on this so far?
So the NIL, for people who don't know, is a way for student athletes now to use their brand likeness to get out there and start making some capital, start making some money. I personally wish this was around when I was going through the whole process, because now we can finally capitalize on something that we weren't being able to do before, thanks to the NCAA. So I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be awesome for these student athletes to get out there. And really get what they deserve. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Which one should I use? I use both. Okay, so this is why we're talking now. Yeah! Free bird. So yeah, like I was saying, super excited. I know a couple of my teammates already have been able to strike up some really cool brand deals with pretty much everyone around the world. So we got brands like Degree and Barstool and nutrition brands, which is just awesome. So that's my take on it. I wish I was there to be able to do it.
If you could pick your first potential sponsor or whatever they were calling it as a client, who would you have picked in that?
See, I've been thinking about this the last couple of weeks. Well, I'm an outdoors guy, so anything outdoors, especially Vortex Optics out of Wisconsin, right outside of Madison. That would be a really cool one. Get all my my guns custom fitted with some scopes. Other ones, I'll just go with Vortex. That would be the first one.
Jeff?
For you being...
If you were an athlete, this is many years ago. If you were still an athlete, Jeff, who would be your number one pick?
New Glarus.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you're under 21, they probably frown upon that, Jeff. So you got to pick another one.
If you're 18, you're in college, it's going to happen.
You're older than I am, which is funny because no one realizes this. But, unless you look down.
Oh, yeah. That's how I keep up.
I would say Blockbuster. Throwing it back old school. For those of us that are old enough to know Blockbuster, you probably don't know.
Oh, no, man, I knew Blockbuster. Come on.
Hollywood Video, yeah.
Got to rewind the tapes, man. Got to rewind the tapes.
I'm trying to think of another good one. Like, who else would be a good...
Parker Johns.
I don't know. Anyone that knows me...
Johns, wings, man.
My other half is around here somewhere. Chuck E. Cheese would probably be one of my other ones. I think they know me by name at that place. My 24th birthday party, kids weren't even around. My birthday party, man, it was awesome.
Oh, you know what? I got another one. Black Rifle Coffee. That'd be an awesome one. Big drinker of coffee, awesome vet-owned business. They would be awesome. They'd hook me up for sure.
Yeah, our guest coming up tonight is a big coffee and water guy. Mm-hmm. The one thing I learned, he is a room temperature water guy.
A room temperature.
I can't do it. We were talking to Jack, one of our camera guys here tonight. I think Jack said he's one. I think you said a little bit the room temp water guy. I can't do it. Ice cold water, man. Ice cold water.
That's what it is. You got to.
Yeah. So the Bucks. What are we thinking? Who all here thinks the Bucks can win it all?
Bucks and 6.
Yeah. Woo! There we go.
Sometime about.
Anybody going Bucks and 7? Anybody? Anybody online? Pretty quiet out there. Oh. Bucks and 6 all the way through. All right.
As long as they keep
Anybody think the Bucks might not win it? I don't want to get anything burned at me here. One guy. right, so Eric here, Tom, or whatever your name, I don't know. He doesn't even know our guest's name tonight. He shouldn't be here anyway. No, I'm just kidding. Keep buying your cigars, man. We love you here at Prohibition Cigars and Spirits. We love you having you here.
Yeah.
So, obviously, looking at the Bucks right now, I mean, Giannis pulls off 42, no help. Who needs to step up this next game for the Bucks to swing it around?
Well, Drew Holiday and Middleton both had, 20, 21?
Yeah, it feels like something was...
Portis came up big, too. So.
Yeah, Portis, man, that's another dude. I don't know if he got slapped in the back of the head every time he... If anybody knows Bobby Portis and watches Bucks basketball, every time, dude, it's just like I feel like my other half
brings the energy, dude. He's an energy guy. He gets that crowd roaring.
He is something different. I like it. Are you following much of the Bucks right now?
I'm finally following it. I'm a big Bucks fan, but I kind of stick with football. But yeah, man, this has been an exciting time. Electric. Now we're finally. When's the next game?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night in
Game 4 in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee.
Then it goes 5 in Phoenix,
Yep.
6 back here, and then 7 down in.
The big thing I think we need to talk about is that home field advantage. I mean, that's huge. You could definitely see the difference in their play when they got our fan base, our rabid fan base behind them. I mean, this is big. This is huge. This is how many years have like back in the 70s?
71.
71. That was the last time. That's insane.
I think like 6 people in this room were here when they last won it. Anybody remember the Bucks championship in this room? Anybody?
Oh, man.
Maybe my old man. Yeah, that's about it. Dad, raise your hand. That's the one. But he was a farm kid. He was busy racing cars and flipping them and then yelling at me when I do it. So that'll happen. So yeah, Bucks and 6 I think is the consensus.
Yeah, as long as they keep Giannis inside that key, like down low, him and Lopez down low, they're gonna be fine. I think they can get that eight in trouble and they'll be all right.
So going to Brewer baseball, me and Pfaff are out on this, Jeff. This is all you. Talk about the Brewers for everybody.
Go Yelich.
I am not a Brewer fan.
To be honest with you.
I am a Cub fan.
Yeah. Brewers are doing well though. I mean, they got Corbin Burns and Woodruff. I mean, the bullpen with Hader. I mean, they're doing outstanding. They got a young kid, Peterson. He's ripping the ball right now. So, I mean, yeah, they're doing well.
Okay. Anybody else following the Brewers in this room? Any Brewer fans at all? Anybody? Yeah, we got. There's a few. Who's your favorite Brewer? 1, 2, 3, go.
Hater.
Oh, I don't know about. He hasn't been so hot lately. I don't know. Well, let's hope.
Hader's been outstanding. I mean, that guy can throw. I wouldn't want to get in front of his ball.
Well, I would never want to get in front of a ball. I got kicked out of more games than I ever played in baseball. I think we talked about this before.
Son's doing all right, though.
Yeah. My boy's, he took his first stitches in a baseball game.
Yeah,
5 stitches straight to the face because I didn't get unbreakable sunglasses. Who knew that existed for 7-year-old kids? I didn't think you needed it. When we were kids, you just rubbed some dirt on it. But, man, he was a trooper. He wanted to get back and play. And
that's good.
He had his stitches in, I think, Thursday night. By Monday, he was sitting there ready to go. Played with the stitches wide open, ready to go. Man, the kid's a trooper. Did not learn it from me.
Oh, must have mom's baseball skills then, huh?
I don't know. But anyway, so next subject. So, Pfaff, loudest college stadium you ever played at?
Nebraska. 100%, not even close. It's, if I remember correctly, like 113 decibels. So...
Wow.
To put that in some context or perspective, that's like standing next to a full-blown speaker while a band is playing, or like when a plane is taking off. It is so loud. When people say, like, I can't hear myself think, you literally cannot hear yourself think. So that's why it's critical, when we're playing Nebraska every week, that we're really, working on the communication, because you can't hear a damn thing at all. It's crazy. I mean, they are literally right on top of you and always sold out. So
wow.
Well, isn't Iowa like that too? They're kind of close in and
yeah, Iowa. So Iowa's loud.
They're just down low.
Yeah. Iowa, Nebraska, the Horseshoe where Ohio State played. They're really cool stadiums and they're really loud. But Iowa, they're really good because their student section is right behind us. So I've heard some really fun ribs and people getting chirped pretty bad. But I mean, that's just one of those things. They also have their locker room pink. Yeah. So they're
what?
You didn't know that?
Whose locker room is pink?
Iowa's away locker room is pink.
What is the story?
So the story about that is, I'm not sure when it started, but the whole thought of like if you can get the opponent right to not think about the game that for like a split second, then you're winning. That's kind of their mantra, their idea of like, you know, we're gonna psych them out, which doesn't work.
With a pink locker room.
With a pink locker, everything like sink handles, lockers. I think, yeah, it was insane. So
another cool thing is that the hospital right behind it.
Yeah,
that is the coolest thing. That is something that
I get the skin to raise.
Yeah. We like I think it's going into the third or going into the fourth where we turn around and get to wave. That was really heartwarming and one of the coolest experiences I've ever been a part of.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
So what else do we have for Wisconsin sports?
Wisconsin sports. I support the
There's
Bucks right
there's
now,
some
man.
guy everyone
Support
keeps
the Bucks.
asking me about. Our inbox is flooded because everyone knows we live by some of the guys where I'm at. Some guy named Eric, is that the quarterback for Aaron. Oh, some guy's asking what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. I don't know. Last I saw, he's on a golf course talking smack, and then he's what else is he
doing his little game show. What is that called? Yeah, he did Jeopardy for a little bit. That was kind of
Anybody watch the Jeopardy episode? Even his own offensive line wasn't watching that episode. It's funny because the guy wants to quit and go into Jeopardy full time. He's ranked like 9th out of all the hosts so far. The guy I'm rooting for is either Blossom, or you got to cheer for Mr. Reading Rainbow.
Mr. Reading Rainbow.
Oh yeah,
LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
I think that guy was built to do anything ever talking wise. Like that guy's just good.
he is like an unsung hero of my childhood. I didn't even know his name, but he's awesome. I mean, he is seriously.
Next to Lamb Chop, it was LeVar Burton was the man for sure.
Oh yeah, Mr. Rogers, yeah.
Right. You know, he was a military guy. That was the craziest thing. Yeah, his story.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was cool. Wasn't that with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Was that a Tom Hanks film? Yeah.
So I think everybody's sick and tired of hearing about us. So we're going to do this. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with our special guests, and we're going to announce them right after the break. Prohibition Spirits and Cigar Lounge, located in the Broadway district of Green Bay, Wisconsin, invites you to enjoy great drinks, fine cigars, and good friends. Because at Prohibition, you don't need to have $1 million to feel like $1 million. Check them out online at prohibitiongb.com. We are back to the Scotty Sports Show. Want to thank someone really, really special, bringing in as our travel sponsor for this part. Next Home New Properties for being our travel sponsor. So for a round of applause for bringing our special guests tonight. Thank you to those guys. So our next guest is pretty well known, and if we look close, he's got something called a Super Bowl ring. It's been a while since we've seen one in Green Bay. It's been a while since they had it, but it's pretty cool. 25-year anniversary from Super Bowl 31. That's pretty darn amazing.
I still remember.
Or as we talked about at lunch yesterday, Earl, remember when I was 10?
Yeah, that's exactly.
But let's go ahead and bring this guy in so he stops waiting around. He's gracious enough to leave the heat of Texas to come to Green Bay, Wisconsin. He is the starting right tackle from the Green Bay Packers, Mr. Earl Dotson. Appreciate you coming on, boss.
Yeah, thank you, Earl. Yeah, thanks.
So let's hang on. We said this in the car. The first thing I want to do is show off what's on your left wrist. This
SpongeBob.
watch is the coolest watch I've ever seen. SpongeBob.
Patrick, yeah.
When you got a 10-year-old girl in your car and you're riding around Green Bay and the first thing she sees is that, she didn't care about the Super Bowl ring she got to wear at dinner last night. She cared about SpongeBob on his wrist today. That's pretty awesome. So Earl, what's it like being back here in good old Green Bay, Wisconsin?
I love being back here. I make it a point to come back 3-4 times a year. It's my second home, and it'll always be my second home.
Okay. So what's the biggest change you've noticed being back in Green Bay the last couple days?
Green Bay has changed a lot. You know, I got here in '93, and you know it was still a great place to play. But nowadays, you look around, and it's coming into its own. You know, I think Green Bay is finally getting them they just deserve.
No
I'm happy about
Chick-fil-A.
that.
No Chick-fil-A.
No, you can go.
I'm pretty sure that is coming.
Okay.
You know, I'm pretty sure that
If not, Earl and I were talking about a business plan yesterday at
I'll
dinner
just
to bring
go
one
down to
here, so.
Appleton, get it. I mean, they're so efficient. You're in and out in 10 minutes.
Jeff, you and your Appleton. Let's go to Appleton. No, Jeff. Now everyone wants to come visit you, okay?
It's right off,
Back in the
it's
day,
right off the
Jeff.
hill, yeah.
we had to go to Appleton for almost everything.
That's what I heard,
You had
yeah.
to go to
gotta
Milwaukee
get a,
for Popeyes, for every shoes,
Yeah.
haircuts.
Yeah.
You were just saying yesterday you had to go down to Milwaukee for
for a
the
haircut,
haircut.
all the way to more
Really?
haircut.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, holy smokes.
So like I said, that's why it's so surprising to see Green Bay blossoming the way it is right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So we were talking to Pfaff earlier about the NIL deal, and you and I were kind of talking about it, and we asked this question between ourselves. Who would be your go-to for your first choice if you could?
And I'm like Pfaff. I'm pissed off. I ain't, you know, I wasn't gonna benefit from that, you know, and probably from a small school, probably wouldn't have. But I'll say Ford.
Okay.
One of your car dealerships.
Okay.
You know,
Big time.
get you a vehicle for college.
You would have had to fight Favre for that, though.
Get like a Ford Raptor, parking that in College Town. That'd be crazy.
I know, huh?
Yeah, and your what school? You said you started at.
I went to junior college route. I
Okay.
went to Tyler Junior College.
Okay, that's what it was.
And then ended up at Texas A&I.
Okay.
So good program. John Randall, Darryl Green,
Wow.
a lot of players. Pretty much my whole offensive line got drafted.
Wow.
Except for one guy. So yeah, Jermaine Mayberry, Kelvin Dawkins, George Diaz, Robert Garza, and me myself.
Wow. It's a pretty impressive group right there.
Yeah, it is.
So you were saying, though, when you did your combine and everything, you had a pretty well-known roommate that everybody kind of knows around the world. Who was that roommate?
Michael Strahan was my roommate on.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool fact I learned at lunch today when I had no idea about that. I mean, that's
Yeah,
a pretty...
So I got to know him pretty good. Hell of a guy. You know, you could see his personality, and it always been and it's nice getting to know him.
Any possible regrets from not playing in a bigger market ever? I know it's the one thing we always hear is Green Bay is pretty small, but how did you adapt to Green Bay life?
You know, it's pretty much I'm offensive lineman, so the market really don't matter.
Okay.
You know, I think anytime you can come to a team that is rich in tradition like Green Bay, you got to overlook a couple of things, and the market is one of them. You know, like I said, hey, the Packers Stadium is on people to-do list. On
Yeah.
people, what they call that again?
Bucket list.
Bucket list. Now, how many stadiums can say that?
Probably 3.
You know,
Wrigley Field, Cowboy Stadium, and
Or you
Green
count
Bay.
baseball,
And
too.
there you
huh?
go.
The Yankee Stadium in the old days.
Cowboy
Yeah.
Stadium, I wouldn't really put that
That's kind of
in that
Yeah.
group. You know,
Yeah.
that's a new stadium.
True.
You know, so yeah, you got to look at the tradition and what you want to stand for at the end of the day.
So I kind of pre-interviewed you 'cause you stayed at the house the last couple days. First of all, I'm glad you chose not to eat any of my breakfast, so that was good. I was a little nervous. I'm like, man, what if he gets food poisoning right before he gets on the show? So you made.
Hey, I wasn't touching that breakfast. Trust me.
Should have just
We
had
didn't
new
get a chance
cook.
to- Yeah. But shout out to the Pancake Place, man. They hooked us up this morning.
Yes, they did. It was delicious
Oh,
too.
man.
They're voted best
You've
of the
never-
Bay again.
We got some gift certificates to
They're
give away
good.
to our live crowd, and man, oh man, there's 2 free meals in there.
Well, we tried to catch it the last 2 days. And missed it by 10 minutes every time. So hey, we finally made it, you know, so it was worth the wait.
It was 2.5 hours the first night. He's lying.
Hey,
so.
I was trying to be nice.
Someone like, yeah, to tell you what, man, you are definitely a Texas boy. Everywhere we went, you had either on your jean jacket with fur, or you had on a
It's trucker
sweatshirt.
jacket, man. Come on now.
I mean, just
calm down.
But you look at the rest of us. I'm sitting there sweating he turned off the air in the car when I picked you up from the airport. So I am sitting there sweating bullets, just trying not to make this big man angry. But I am roasting, just pouring sweat. Like, please don't judge me. It was just horrible.
Different climates. You know?
Yeah.
Like I said, we hover around 98 degrees.
Ugh.
So you come here, I'm freezing.
That's
Everywhere we went.
that's
There
all right.
was not
Family
a-
in North Carolina, they're the same way. They come here, they're in sweatshirts and 75 degrees.
It's cold.
It's cold. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What was the? I know this answer already because we talked about it earlier. But for everyone else, worst stadium you've ever played in?
Worst stadium? Philly.
Yep. Tell them why.
Fan wise,
Fan wise and you know, the field.
Yeah.
Field, the turf.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, the turf.
Dude, they have
A
manhole
lot of careers.
What was that
manhole
Veterans
covers in
Field?
the middle of the field.
A
Yeah.
lot of careers.
Rats in the locker
Players
rooms.
hated
And,
playing there. We hated going there, but
No wonder Reggie left.
now Reggie had to call it. He came to the right.
Yeah, he did.
And you know, I hear people talk about the most important free agent to ever come to Green Bay. It was Reggie White.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he started a culture. He made it cool for players to come here to Green Bay, and that's what they was missing.
Yeah.
You know, free agents don't want to come here. I remember coming out of college, Green Bay was known for where they sent you to retire. I hate to say that, but that was the truth. You know.
Yeah.
Reggie White changed all that.
Yeah.
You know. Yes.
Oh yeah, he's definitely on the Green Bay Mount Rushmore for sure.
Yes. Should be the top. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. He changed. He brought
A
it
little
back
biased,
to. He brought it back to his glory days.
Definitely.
You know, I don't think people give him enough credit for that.
Yeah.
So you guys had a quarterback in town when you played Favre? What was it like playing for that? I mean, was he as big of a prankster as they made him out to be? Bert. Yeah, Bert.
Bert. Oh,
What happened to Bert when he left?
Favre is Favre. You know, like I said, he shows you who he is. You know, that's what I love about the guy. He's not fake. He enjoyed the game.
Loved him some Wranglers.
Hey, hell of a personality. But I guess the best thing about him was his confidence. You know, we could be down 21-0 going into the fourth quarter, and we still thought we could win the game. Because he'll be in the huddle smiling, laughing, making jokes. And, you know, that brings something to a huddle. And like I said, he showed it. He made it happen while we was here.
What was your best Brett Favre prank that you were a part of
Man, you know.
that you can talk about?
Now I'm kind of one of those guys. I like to leave what happened in the locker room in the locker room.
My man.
You know,
All right.
That's just me. You know,
No, that's good.
If he want to tell you what he did, I'll let him do it.
If you could make that happen, I'm sure everybody here would love to see
I'll
Brett
let him
Favre in
do it.
person.
I like to keep what happened in the locker room in the locker room.
Okay. Who was the biggest crap talker you ever faced then when you were playing? Like just the downright dirtiest dude?
John
Charles
Randall.
Hill.
Really?
Oh.
Yes, from
Okay.
Dallas. But you know what? He can back it up too.
Oh.
You know, like that's probably one of the quickest steps off the line I've ever seen in my life. But he gave you 24/7 mouth just running. But like I said, you can back it up. If you can back it up, it's all right. If you can't, you waste my time. You know.
All right, I'm going to stop talking now then. Who was the most underrated guy you went against that just really impressed you coming off that you did not expect or maybe didn't game plan for the way that you thought it would?
Man, I don't think that happens in the NFL. You know, these guys get here for a reason. You know, it's not because you can't play ball. So everybody you got to give the same respect. You know, you got to go into practice thinking the same thing. They could make you look bad. You know, so when people ask me that, I can't really give you a name because everybody deserves respect when it comes to the NFL.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. My
Pfaff
turn.
is over here, dude.
Line of questioning.
Coming from the guy who goes, I got 30,000 questions I'm going to ask him. He gets here. He gets a chance.
I have a few questions. So, kind of in your shoes, you know, many years ago. We talked about it a little bit before. We were throwing axes the other night, but you know, being older now, do you feel like it was worth it? Do you feel, you know, the body, the mind, you know, all the things that you've had to overcome and all the successes that you've had? Do you think it's worth it at the end of the day?
The body is jacked. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
I feel you.
You know,
I feel you.
Every morning I wake up, I can feel it. But I mean, you talked about it.
Yeah.
If I had to do it all over again, yes.
Yeah.
You know, I love the game. I love the sport. I love to compete.
Yeah.
And you'll never find another sport where you get adrenaline like you do now. I think that's what I miss more about being retired.
For sure.
You know, I can't find anything to get that high anymore.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I'll do it again.
That's what I always tell people, you know, when they ask me how is it playing for the Badgers, and I said, there's not a greater high, you know, getting out in front of 80,000 rabid fans, you know, with your brothers,
Yes.
with people that you literally, you know,
Go to war with.
You go
Jump.
to war with.
Go to
you know
war
what I'm
with.
saying?
Especially in jump around hits.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That stadium just shakes. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And especially in Wisconsin, because you get those cold practices, you're really busting your ass with the guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Big time in Green Bay. I know.
Yes.
You know.
But it pays off at the end.
It pays off.
The thing. We talked about. I used to live right across the street from the stadium. At Swampdale. And the championship game, I come out, ready to come to work, pull up the garage. They got a car parked in my driveway. People for the game parked there. So I don't want to be. We can't curse on there. I don't want to be that guy and have their car towed. So I say, okay, I'll let it go. I walk to work. That's how close I live.
That was a little cold. I wouldn't have done it.
No, it was cold, but
It was cool.
it was that game that.
What would the fine have been, by the way, if you would have been late? What was the fine structure like?
It's not about the fine.
No, I'm just curious.
It's about
There's
the
people that would
I have
ask.
no idea.
What would Holmgren say? What would Holmgren
He
say?
probably would have been bitch. But the thing is, it's a game that we had worked so hard to get to, and especially have it in Green Bay,
Uh-huh.
that we actually got there. And I was going to let that destroy the feeling I had that day. So walked there. We won Carolina. And like I said, hey, this place went crazy.
I still remember that Dorsey Levens catch in the end zone.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Those memories will live forever. Because we tried to get that game here for so many years. We always said if we could get past Dallas and get Dallas and Green Bay, it would be a totally different story. And it was. So we get Carolina here. We win it. After the game, I could have rode home with numerous players. Gilbert Brown lived right down the street. Gabe Watson lived, I walked home. And I swear, every house I passed gave me a beer.
I was going to say, you must have had some beverages all the way home.
I was drunk by the time I got home. But I tell you what,
Got to celebrate.
the greatest memory, I will never forget it. I will never forget it.
I thought it was when we met. No?
You think too much of yourself. That's your problem.
I've been hanging out with you today much, I tell you. On a serious note, though, I do have to say thank you very, very much.
No problem.
We were talking about this in our interview with NBC 26. Shout out to Ben if he ever made it back. Nope. He broke his camera SD card reader trying to get us promoted. So, Ben, thank you for getting us promoted. But this guy right here next to me actually helped save my life.
Don't say all that.
No, you definitely, because I would have stayed home in bed, and I actually had a mini stroke back in February, and I didn't want to do anything about it, and he kind of knows something was wrong when we were chatting on the phone and made sure I went in. So if it wasn't for you, I may not be hosting this podcast. I may not be here. My kids might not have a dad. So,
Well, it was kind of common sense. Call 911. Let's get back. Don't just sit there and you're in pain. Hey, get it looked at. You can't play games with your life nowadays. People are passing away every day, man.
yeah, it was just so weird how sudden, because we had a conversation, went back, hung up, then we ended up talking again, and then my other half was a part of that conversation and just said something ain't right. She left, came back, and next thing you know, left side went numb, and apparently my fine sounded like boom, and that was it. So yeah, it was pretty crazy how quick that stuff can come on. So
it does.
Make sure you guys, if you ever have a doubt, man, get in, because there was a chance I think it was 195 over 158.
Yep.
So they definitely said I shouldn't have been around. If I would have waited 3 more minutes, they said I would have been done. So shout out to you on that one. So thank you.
Yeah, you got to take care
I got to give you credit on that, because it'll be a whole different world, man. So let's get back into the fun stuff. Sorry to bring that up, but I didn't want to forget about that because that was pretty darn huge.
Kind of killed the mood, though.
We got some Weird Al Yankovic and stuff over here. We got you real good, yeah.
Yeah, you betcha.
What was the biggest crap talking you ever did in a game? Like, who's your favorite guy that every week you just got in his head, like, or every game that you knew you could just get in this dude's head and own him?
I was much of a talker. My thing was this.
My man.
Hey, offensive linemen, we're there to do a job.
No, offensive linemen are some of the nastiest dudes in the world.
How about
But they back it up, man.
It's your action.
Yep.
That's the whole thing about it. As an offensive lineman, I always looked at it this way. You pound somebody long enough, you try to break them. And that's what offensive linemen do. We're going to come at you every play without. Until we just feel we feel you give up. And I think that's the biggest I think that's the best thing you can ever see out of defensive lineman, where that hope just disappeared. You know. So yeah, it's not about the talk; it's about the action. You know.
I got a good one for you.
Okay.
So, in your long career, what was who were like the 3 best players that you ever went against for defensive line?
Reggie White.
Sure, obviously.
That's
All right, yeah.
I would expect
That's a good one.
that, yeah.
NFL Hall of Famer, Packer Hall of Fame. Yeah, you name it.
What made him so
Strayhead.
good?
Charles Haley.
Okay, yeah.
John Randall.
I was going to say John Randall. I was going to ask you about John
You know,
Randall.
like I said, being from the same college,
Yeah.
it was that was bragging rights right there. You know, but hey, hell of a guy. You got to give him his props.
For sure.
So yeah.
What made each of those?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
What were the things that made each of those guys
Man.
unique, or just?
Or was there one thing that you saw that was
Well, see,
consistent?
that's the whole thing about defensive linemen. A lot of them only have one move. as you
Reggie
know.
Club.
See, we're about to talk about this. That's the difference with Reggie White. That's a grown ass man.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
He was kind of big, yeah.
But not just that, Reggie was fast, and he had understanding of the game. While we was playing checkers, he was playing chess.
Yeah.
If you go back and you look at the New England Super Bowl,
Oh my gosh.
the way
Oh.
he set that kid up.
It's all about the setup.
You know, it's all about the setup. Like Reggie he could speed rush you, and as a tackle, you'll hustle back there.
Yeah.
You know, you overset to get back there. Then he'll come back and he'll club you because you know overset. So you say, okay, well, man, this dude just clubbed me. I got to sit down on him. You know, or if you sit down on him, he go outside on you. He could bull rush you. Like Reggie had every tool in the toolbox, and not a lot of players have that. You know, most guys they either a speed rusher, a blow rusher. You know, it's different things, but Reggie had everything. So like I said, hey, working with this guy every day in practice, it kind of makes Sundays easy sometimes. You know, yeah.
Is there a player in the NFL that's kind of like Reggie now these days? Do you think there's anybody or
I don't think there'll ever be anybody. Like
no? Well, yeah, that's true.
Like I say,
Similar.
I'm gonna always be a cheerleader for Reggie.
Well, everybody, yes.
God bless the guy. But there'll never be another Reggie White.
Yeah.
There'll never be. They'll have guys they'll flash greatness here and there, but Reggie is one of a kind, and he always will be.
Catch.
Do you see any players in the league now that kind of emulate your style? I mean, being an offensive lineman, you know, it's
Well, you know,
play styles.
I kind of got to admit this. I don't really look at football.
I feel it. Me either.
You know,
we play it.
You know,
right?
yeah.
We talked
I
about
love
it.
the sport.
Yeah,
But as far as sitting down on Sunday and looking at the game, not really.
I feel you, brother.
You know, I watch Green Bay on Monday night when they're on there because Texas, they flood us with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So I ain't going to waste my time now. So, yeah, I really can't tell you. I really can't tell you critique anybody. I can't. I don't know the answer to that one, man.
I think people are always surprised by that too, because I'll tell people, you know, I play it. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't watch it all the time. I'm doing this for a job. I'm doing this as a life choice. You
And
know
the
what I'm
love
saying?
of the sport.
And you love it.
Yeah.
But I don't love watching it 24/7. And you don't
No.
need to. You know what
No.
I'm saying?
No.
You don't need to. It's always good to have a healthy balance.
Hey guys, we're running a sports talk show here. Let's not say that to people.
Hey, man.
Trying to run a business here, guys. I got rent to pay.
Just trying to keep it real.
It's true. You asked your question, man.
No, that's true. I didn't ask that question. That was this fool. Shut up. And that was the last show David Pfaff ever did with us. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to take a little break, reset our cameras here, and we'll be right back. More from Earl Dotson. Tara Sherman with Next Home New Properties is excited to be our travel partner. At Next Home New Properties, Tara focuses on humans over houses as she helps you navigate buying or selling a home or commercial real estate. She loves her hometown, she loves our Green Bay Packers, and understands our local market. Follow her at Next with Tara on Instagram or Facebook, or message her for all your real estate needs. She can't wait to help you open your next front door. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Scotty Sports Show, joined by Super Bowl champion Earl Dotson. So, Earl, what's the biggest change in the game that you've noticed from 25 years ago to today? How has the game changed in your mind?
Man, I don't think we got time for all that. But the game has changed a lot, in a lot of good ways. The concussion protocol.
Yep.
We could have used that back in the day. A lot of rule changes. Oh yeah, you're gonna just blow that. A lot of good things. Like I said, player safety is number one now. And I applaud the NFL for doing that. We need that. Like I said, you can't have a game that destroy your workers.
Yeah.
And you say they take care of them.
Is there any way they can ever make the NFL, to that level everyone thinks it should be? You get the powder puffs that watch and go, oh, no one should ever get a concussion. Dude, there's no way.
Flag football.
That's dangerous, too. I've seen dudes get lit up like a Christmas tree. True.
So, football would always be a little risk. That's what make the game great. Everybody can't do it.
No one picks on hockey, really, though. And there's dudes
That's
getting
true.
knocked into next month.
Hockey is brutal.
There's some
He
dudes
gets
losing
spiked,
necks on the
spiked with a
sideboards.
skate. Oh,
Hockey is brutal.
hockey's rougher.
And even soccer is rough right now. You can't even head a ball in a soccer game anymore.
And plenty of actors.
Yeah.
You got
That's called LeBron James.
Yeah.
That's an actor
Yeah.
right there.
football. You got cats nowadays that's 250 running a 4.7, 4.6.
What was your combine time, by the way? What was your combine time? Do you remember?
Man,
Not
probably
that.
a day and a half. I don't really remember, man. That was a long time ago. I don't know.
See, me and Earl both are perfect reasons where concussions exist in football.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't have the greatest combine.
Yeah.
I kind of kicked myself for that because I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't from a school that had too much experience with sending players to the combine, so they know what to expect. So, thank God Green Bay saw something that they took a chance. What?
Come on, Nancy.
That they took a chance on me in a round they did take me in. So like I said, that's why I would always be a Green Bay fan. I would always be thankful to this city and this team for giving me the life I have.
That third round's nothing to shy at,
No, it's
That's
not.
they all say something in you.
So what was it about Green Bay, or what did they see in you specifically when they brought you in that they really talked you up about?
Have no idea. Because it's funny because the Cowboys showed up almost every 2 weeks to work me out. And I mean, work me out for quite a while. Cleveland, all the different teams. Green Bay came, and it was Coach Lovelace. Love
Okay.
that man to death.
Yeah.
He came in, and he told me, let me see your stance. Got out my stance. He said, pull right. Pull right. He said, pull left. Pull left. He said, hey, fire out. He said, that's it. I was like, what? So then we go inside, we do a little chalk work, about 10 minutes, and he just leaves. I was like, man, this dude hates me. Come on, because every other team, you was out there 2 hours.
Wow.
Like they worked you. That's all you did.
Was it?
And the first person to call me.
Was there a team that was just like you knew right away they were just assholes, like straight up, didn't care for it, or knew you didn't want to go to?
No.
Okay.
When you're in that position, any team, you just want to get that phone call.
I mean, on the fan side, you hear some bad stories. I just wasn't sure if there was one that you're just like,
yeah, but
"Woo."
I'm pretty sure nobody ain't gonna pick up the phone and be like, nah,
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen.
When you're in that position,
You
no.
you just want
Beggars
that phone
can't be
call.
choosers, man. Beggars
Yes,
can't be
sir.
choosers.
Yes, sir.
I mean, your career would have been a lot different had you gone to that team down in Chicago. I'm just saying. You probably,
But you know what? I would have went to that team.
No, I agree with
Hey,
you fully.
don't turn down. Come on, man. That's silly. I don't even know why you asked me that question.
Someone's got to do it, and Jeff's hardly talking today, so he's usually our whipping boy. I guess tonight it's me. Thanks, Earl, for bringing that up. Anyway,
So, growing up, what was your favorite team then?
Houston always.
Oilers. I got you.
But outside Houston.
Okay.
Earl Campbell was probably my favorite player at the time.
Well, can't go wrong there.
Oh, yeah, man. He was a beast, man. So, yeah, Houston always, man.
So you're pretty sad when they left, obviously. And
Yes.
Uh,
yes. That's the problem I have with Cowboy fans sometimes. You know, they act like they always Cowboy fans forever. Like,
You were Oiler
none of them was
fans.
Houston fans, all the fans, you know. Hey, there's a lot of them out there posing right now.
Yeah.
Who was? Did you ever have like a fan moment? You know, with anybody that you've met throughout the years? You know, as a fan or a player as a kid that you ever met that you're just like, wow, like blown away by.
You know what? Jerry Kramer.
Yeah.
We had him on
You
here.
know?
Yeah.
And the fact is, man, like I said, this man is a legend.
Absolutely.
You know? And I can't understand why it took so long for him to induct him into the Hall of Fame.
There was a book out that people weren't a fan of, I guess, in the league.
Well, you know
so
what?
which is
You
stupid.
shouldn't let politics come into what the man did.
Agreed.
On the field.
Agreed.
So, like I said, I'm gonna go Jerry Kramer.
I like
Jerry was awesome guest when we
He is
had him.
a
Yeah,
man.
well,
Like I said, the guy is amazing.
he had stories upon stories.
Yeah,
Just-
he does. And like I said, his family.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jerry Kramer, man.
Yeah, nice.
Ever have a chance to meet the great late Bart Starr? Throughout your, I know they like to bring a lot of the veterans back and
Yes,
stuff.
I got to be Bart Starr.
How incredible of a guy too.
Oh yeah, incredible too. But you know, as an offensive lineman, I have to go offensive lineman.
Okay.
Who was more of like a non-star kind of Packer that comes back like for alumni week that you kind of get along with and like to talk to?
Man, anytime you could get the opportunity to talk to any of the older guys who played this game,
Yeah.
you gotta enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because these are stories and these are people that they didn't just live history, they made that history. You know, so like say any guy, you know, I talked to, I can't remember his name right, so work with me here. But he told me a story about folding up his helmet and going to work after practice, you know, or after a game. Like, come on, these guys made history. They made it possible for us to do what we do now.
Uh-huh.
You know, and so like I said, you got to take the chance, and whoever it is, sit down, listen, and learn a little bit about the Green Bay history.
You'd be a kid in this candy store just going,
Yeah, that's how it is with a lot of these guys.
Was there a player that ever reached out to you after your playing days that ever kind of reached out to you for advice from like current or maybe a little bit, you know, after you Packer player maybe that kind of took a shine to you?
No, I can't say that. I can't say that at all. Once I retired, I left.
Okay.
Went back to Texas. Recently, I started coming back. So, you know, I kind of been outside out of mind for a while. So, I can't say it has. No.
So what does Earl Dotson do now with his free time? Like what are your hobbies and your interests? And
Man, hobbies.
I know you're a car guy. We've been eyeballing cars all over this
I'm a
city.
car guys, but that's more of just a love right now. Like I said, that's a hobby. Got into that. I had a painted body shop for a while, so we did custom work for a while. Motorcycles. When I was able to ride, I was into motorcycles. Actually, I'll be at Sturgis this year.
Wow.
I'm going to appear at a couple different day charity events out the Buffalo Chip.
Okay.
So I'll be
That's
at
a pretty rowdy place. I don't think she's going to let me go, so I will not be seeing you there. And I don't think your wife's going to let you go either. So, Pfaff, that'll be all you. He'll go live from the field in that one.
It's rowdy, but that's one of those things you got to do at least once in your life. Yeah. Especially if you're a motorcycle guy.
I'm getting the look over there. That is not happening in this life.
Can't beat that weather.
No, I actually
Do you see those eyes peering? I'm not allowed to do that, Earl. You met her. You know that ain't happening. I thought about riding, but I'm just, I don't think I told you, man, there's days I'm just sitting at a stop sign where the heck I'm going. It's a real thing. So I don't think me on two wheels is good. I can barely survive on four. Anybody that's ever ridden with me in this room, there's about a handful of people that have ridden with me. That is not a good idea to put me on two wheels. Just saying. So that's out. Any winter activities? No, that's right. Silly, sorry.
I live in
Forgot.
Texas, man.
What is winter like in Texas for those that don't know? Do you guys even do Christmas trees?
Yeah, you do. Come on, man.
You never know. You guys might have a sand tree. I don't know.
I've been to Dallas, man.
got
It gets
cactus.
cold. I'm not
Cactus.
gonna lie. There's some days where it's like
we-
50
Oh, look at this.
degrees.
And the problem is, our cold is a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the humidity.
true.
Ice storms.
Cold, yes.
So let's talk about this game on your hand that you played in. What was the experience overall of Super Bowl week? Can anything ever prepare you for that? Or was it just a blur by the time you're done with it?
You know what? I think it took me a while, probably about a year to kind of let it set in that, man, we won a Super Bowl. You know, it was a dream. You know, every kid that played football dreams about playing the Super Bowl. You know, and I was lucky enough to make it at a fairly early in my career. So, like I said, it was an experience that like no other, man. You know.
What was your favorite part of your Super Bowl experience besides obviously the ring in the game? Like, is there an event leading up to it?
No.
Yeah, because the college games, they always have bowl games. They got the bowl game events. National championship probably has something. Was there anything that in the pros you guys do that are like team meals or team events, anything like that?
Well, we always do a team meal, but as far as team events, it's all preparation.
Yeah, of course.
You're trying to get ready for the biggest game of your life. So you don't want to get distracted. You don't partake in the parties.
No, yeah.
Everybody else, that's for them. They get to enjoy that. You get to enjoy it afterwards.
That's after. Yeah, big time.
I think New Orleans, and this is just me, I think New Orleans should always be the hosting city for Super Bowl. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Everything is contained in one area.
Yep.
You don't have to travel that much. It's amazing. San Diego was a little spread out. It was different. I think New Orleans is the perfect venue.
Nice. If you had to figure out a different career if you weren't playing football, what was the backup plan for you?
My backup plan coming out of high school, if I wouldn't have got a scholarship, was the military.
Really?
I was in ROTC. So that was my plan, But hey, football scholarship came in, junior college. Kept on rolling on. I kept on saying, I'll ride this until I'll ride this wave until the wheels fall off. And I was lucky enough to make the NFL.
Now, I got to ask you, too, going back a second. Security almost stopped you on the way up. They didn't recognize you from your playing days. What in the hell did you do that made you look so different now from your playing days? I mean, what did you do to change your diet? Because there's always people struggling every day. And you and I said the same thing, being a former personal trainer. The diet word, absolutely trash. What did you do to change your lifestyle?
I had to change my whole lifestyle. I had blew up to about 350, because as offensive lineman, the eating habit wasn't the best. Once I retired, it was more eating, less working out. So one day, I just figured I had to change my lifestyle. Stop drinking, stop eating red meat, start working out more, and it just took it slowly, and the weight came off, man.
So rookie year, what was that like coming into Green Bay for you? I mean, was there a guy that kind of took you under his wing? I know you said Rutgers was a pretty good guy to talk to. Reggie, okay.
Yeah. Reggie was a big help in my career, man. He actually sat down with me and kind of told me, hey, man, I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to show you this. Don't get overwhelmed. And like I said, man, Reggie was a role model to almost everybody on that squad.
Yeah.
Ken Ruckus, another one of them.
Yeah.
Hell of a guy. He was there for you. We had a lot of good guys. We had probably one of the best locker rooms in the NFL. And I think that's what you need to win nowadays. Yeah. If your team can't get along with each other.
That's that culture. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Culture's good.
They can't get along with each other. They ain't going to put it on the line for each other,
Even Santana Dotson and Eugene Robinson. I mean, Eugene being a jokester and all, that guy was out and real. Yeah. He seemed like he was pretty good.
Doug Evans's cowboy boots is always one thing I'll remember from your squad
Doug
back
Evans,
in the day.
yeah.
Those cowboy boots, you just get out of a vehicle, you couldn't see the person, you see cowboy boots. It's like, oh, it's Doug Evans.
Doug is one of the funniest human beings on this planet. But like I said, another hell of a player.
Yeah.
And like I said, just a good person overall.
Yeah.
I love Doug. Doug probably was one of my good friends.
Going back to the Super Bowl, what was that? What was that moment like when Rison caught that touchdown in the beginning of the game?
Man, I was so happy for Rison.
Yeah.
Rison got a bad rep for different reasons.
Yeah, definitely.
He landed here in Green Bay, and I think he found a home.
Same with Howard. Howard too. Yeah.
Howard,
both of them.
Desmond too. Desmond, love Desmond. I think these guys found a home, and I think it went back to the locker room. Like I said, they came into a program to where
Good
they had a
group of
locker room
guys.
where everybody got along.
Yeah.
You know, it was no animosity. It was no, hey, I got to be the big star in this locker room, you know? And when Rising caught that, hey, like I said, hey, that probably was my big Antonio Freeman.
Oh yeah, when he broke his wrist too.
Yeah.
Oh, that same
Hey,
season. Oh.
I tell people all the time, Antonio probably one of the toughest receivers to ever play this game. You know, the guy played with some punishment. You know, hey, the game to change. He can't destroy a receiver coming over the middle no more. You know, they changed the game. Antonio was probably one of the toughest receivers out there.
Definitely. Yes. And then that catch he had Monday night against the Vikings. Right off his shoulder. I thought for sure it was incomplete.
You would see that highlight for the rest of the
Oh, definitely, yes.
They will always
said
play
it was voted as the top 2 moments in history: Bart Starr's sneak and the Monday Night Miracle.
And it should be.
Uh,
It should be. Like I said, it was an amazing play.
Still remember Al Michaels. He did what?
It was an amazing play, man. Like, hey, happy for Free. I'm happy for Rice and all those guys.
Yeah.
We just had that kind of locker room, man. You just said you was happy for a guy to shine when this moment came.
Even Keith Jackson, that guy, he was hilarious too.
Yes,
Oh
yes,
man.
yes.
Is there something about the new age NFL that you wish would have existed back when you played?
The money. God, what they paid him right now. Like,
You would have made some bank as a right tackle
man,
in the
I've been trying
NFL.
to find
yeah.
a time machine for the last 3 years. Because, man, they are getting paid.
And we would have bought some Starbucks stock.
Yes,
We talked about
too.
this. We were talking about Shaquille O'Neal. If you guys don't understand, has a $140 million or $150 million just in
Empire.
assets. Yeah, Empire, just in different businesses.
Smart
owns
guy. Very smart guy.
owns what we said. The name to Michael Jackson. He owns that. He owns the names to Elvis. He has rights
Yeah.
to a lot of stuff out there.
Yep.
That just came out, didn't it?
Krispy
Yeah,
Kreme.
yeah.
He had a couple nightclubs in Vegas. I mean, the guy's a businessman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's working on TNT.
Right. For fun. Yeah,
Then
basically.
every other commercial on TV, he's in.
Him and Barkley going at it. That's funny. Oh.
It is. Huh?
Any predictions from you? We were asking the fans earlier. Any predictions for you on the Bucks and Suns series?
Kind of agree with the crowd. Bucks and 6. And that too. I think that's great. That's great for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's great for Wisconsin. You know, so I'm happy to see that. You
It's
know?
nice to see those little farm towns and farm cities across the world.
Yes.
Small markets.
Need somebody to break this curse.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a feeling it's gonna happen though.
If you had one piece of advice for any youngsters looking to play the game of football, what would your advice be?
Enjoy it. You know, don't play for the money. Enjoy the game. You know, when you enjoy the game, you're gonna give it everything you have. If you sitting there and you're looking for the bottom line, you usually fall short.
Was there anything you ever saw in guys that played strictly from? I mean, because we know they existed between you and I. Was there something about those guys that kind of rubbed off the wrong way ever that you saw as far as, man, I'm just here for a check? Because we heard of like the rumors around Mike McCarthy being a coach where guys just did what they want. They came when they wanted to. They left when they wanted. Guys were delaying flights 30, 40 minutes, just showing up. I mean, was there ever,
Like I said, hey, you know, I can't speak on any team but the team I played on.
Yeah.
And as far as our team, I don't think we had any of those players. Like I said, hey, I just told you, it's our locker room. Guys was there to win football games. Guys was there to put it on the line for the guy next to him. So yeah, I really don't know any players.
Okay. Current day question, and you don't have to answer it, but if you were an offensive lineman in today's Packers spot, because again, the biggest news out there is the Aaron Rodgers thing. Do you have anything to say to your boy at that point? Like, come on, man, let's just get rolling? Or do you just say, hey, it's a business, he does what the hell he wants?
I don't think you should ever chime in on what another athlete is doing.
Yeah.
Man, that's this man's life.
Yeah. There's a lot of them out there, though. It's sad, so I'm glad you said that.
Only he knows what's going on. And when he's ready to talk about it, he'll talk about it.
If you were a bet man, what would you guess? What, Aaron Rodgers coming back this year or not?
Like I said, that, no, it's not I just really never thought about it. Like I said, Aaron will tell you when he's ready to tell you. Like I said, that's your MVP.
I get a feeling
You
a
know
lot.
what he's doing. When it's time for him to figure out what he want to do, and when he want to talk about it, he'll talk about it.
Sure.
But it's not for us to really chime in on that one.
I get a feeling a lot of that's kind of media driven, like just
Exactly.
making stories
You know,
up just to
the
get
man
those
said-
clicks.
the
You
man
know,
is out. He haven't said anything. Everybody else is talking.
yeah.
Like I said, wait for him to open his mouth and say something.
That's probably good. He's staying quiet for now. You know,
Yeah.
just keep your mouth shut and tell us what you're gonna do.
All right, we're
Eventually.
going to take one more quick break. We're going to come back with some fan questions here at Prohibition Cigars and Spirits. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Scotty Sports Show here at the Prohibition Spirits and Cigar Lounge. I've been saying it wrong all night. Glenn, I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Get on
I'm
him.
having you here. When you get hit in the head as much as I have and don't know how to tie your shoes some days, it happens, so I'm really sorry.
Whoa.
These guys up here can testify to that. So I apologize, but thank you, Prohibition Spirits and Cigar Lounge. What an awesome venue.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
talk. Let's give
Yes.
these guys a shout out here. This is awesome. Thank you. I mean, cigars, football, basketball, that other sport with the bat that I don't ever pay attention to.
Hey,
but it's
hey,
cool,
hey,
whatever.
hey.
One guy likes
Your
it.
son likes it.
It's a basketball, yeah. Well, I'll be that dad, though. I mean, Cam gets into it. I'm giving pointers. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Raise your elbow. Everyone's like, what elbow? I'm like, he's like, what, Dad? I don't know. Maybe his armpit stunk. I don't know. But it sounded good. Some other dad said it. He looked the part, so I sounded the part. I'm just louder than that, Dad. It happens. And then also another big shout out for the sponsorship on our travel. And of course, I got it here in my pocket. We are giving a shout out to the Tara Sherman over at Next Home New Properties for bringing it in. You said he had a good flight, so you
Thank
guys
you
did a
very
good
much.
job over there, Tara. Thank you. Because without the honest, all truth, the way my bank account's set up, I got to check in his savings. All my money's in my savings. But Tara and the fine folks again over at the Next Home New Properties made sure that you got you here.
They
So
made it happen.
thank you again. This is awesome. So let's get to the fan questions. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right. First question coming from Nancy out of Manawak. Do you have a Packer or just a general memorabilia room?
No. I have a jersey collection that I have framed. Most of the guys that I played with signed it. You know, most of them was after the Super Bowl, but I kind of keep it in storage at my place. We're in the storage. You know, keep it safe. I like to pass it down to my kids one day. So that's pretty much what I do with that, you know.
Well, we were laughing going around town. You're almost old enough for me to call you Dad. I mean, shoot, you know more about me than other people. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's okay, Dad. I'll take that one when you're done with it. Speaking of that, not that I want to come take it from you, but someone's asking, where do you generally keep your Super Bowl ring? Like, is it
I have a
always
safe
on your
at
hand?
home.
Okay.
So I keep it.
I like how you looked at me like, dude, you're not getting in it. I wasn't trying to. Someone else asked that question, Earl. Thank you.
Nah, I keep it in the safe.
See why our show is different, because you never know what your guest is going to tell you. Make it feel about this big. Let's see. Did blocking schemes ever change to different style running backs, or was it pretty general your whole time through here in Green Bay?
Pretty general. You know, we had Darcy Levens, Ahmad Green.
Edgar.
Yep, Edgar, you know, but pretty much the line, the scheme stayed the same. You just had backs good enough to do what they had to do, you know.
Who was the more noticeable running back? Like who was the guy that you always knew when it came behind you? Like, this dude was coming quick.
Man, to be honest with you, all of them. Like Darcy and Ahmad is cut from the same mold, you know.
Yeah.
They gonna hit at full speed, and whoever in front of them gonna get trucked.
What about when William Henderson coming through the whole lead block and
Yes, Big Will, yeah, Big Will. Hey, our sixth lineman, you know, like I say, he
that
had
guy
guys
could lay
that
out
get
a
out the
lick?
way.
Yes.
So Jack has a question for you here. You mentioned that you find it difficult to chase the high from when you played. What do you do nowadays to kind of get you close to that point or in your element? Like, what are you doing?
Haven't
when you're-
found it yet. Really haven't. You know, I'm searching. You know, I guess the closest they would be skydiving. That's not happening.
Say you what?
I'm with you. No way.
So yeah, not right now.
2 feet on the ground.
Life is kind of boring.
Come on, fellas, YOLO. Is that still a thing? God, I feel old when I say that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, we gotta get down with it. You're the youngest guy here.
Get down with it. We don't really say that anymore. But.
I know, huh?
All right. Apparently, I'm tic-tacking the wrong stuff here when I'm on the show.
Next question. Stick to what you do, man. Come on.
I don't know what that is. Still trying to find that yet. No.
Ask questions.
If you had to compare yourself to another athlete in another sport, like who's a guy maybe in the NBA that you would have said, you know, personality-wise or game-wise, like kind of had the same level as you? I know you say you don't watch a lot, but when you played, I know you.
Let's go with body build wise.
Hey.
No idea who that is. I don't know why the heck I laughed at that. So. I have no idea.
Charles Barkley.
Oh, okay. There you go.
The round mound.
Is there another sport you were pretty good at back in the day? Or now? I mean, you could be a baller now. I don't know.
Oh, no sports right now, man. These knees
A
won't.
body broken, he said.
Really, you won't cut your phone off.
Again, the way my head is set up, I got a reminder. So that is a call your 13-year-old daughter, now going on 27 years old, for all you people that have teenagers.
Ice fishing.
Pray for me. Yeah, so that's my do not forget to call your daughter alarm, and I just shut it off. So
killing us.
someone please remind me after the show to
You're
call my
killing
daughter.
the Smalls. Come on.
Was there a favorite movie you, or music you like to listen to before a game?
Depends the mood I'm in. You know, coming from Texas, I kind of listen to everything. Rap, country, you know, rock. You know, it depends what mood you was in. Mm-hmm. You know, I could say. Let me see, what was it? Because you got to remember it's the 90s, man.
The 90s, man.
It's the 90s.
TLC, Salt and Pepper. Michael Bolton.
I'm about to say it was Tupac, Biggie, and stuff like that.
Mace.
You know what I mean?
Mace.
Nah, I don't think I listened to Mace.
No,
before
Mace.
that.
No.
But
Michael Bolton. Michael Bolton, baby.
Yes.
No, Michael Bolton. Gotta.
Yeah, little Michael Bolton.
Well, jazz flute. Jazz flute, as Will Ferrell would
I'm
say.
gonna go Tupac.
Okay,
There you go.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Any rock that was blaring through the vehicle ever?
Yeah, I listen to rock.
Who's your rock group?
Actually, I listen to Leonard Skinner.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. When they were in town, we were trying to get you last time over there.
Freebird. There you go, man. You know, like I said, I never felt like I should just listen to one genre. I listen to everything, man.
Yeah.
You know, I collect records,
Okay.
so I like a little bit of everything, man.
So, quick shout out the record you are trying to find right now that we were just at Exclusive Company. I figured if anybody in the world had it, it would be Exclusive Company. What record is Earl Dotson trying to find right now?
For Boosie Collins right now.
Okay.
You know, if anybody know anything about rap, especially in the 90s, everybody sampled this dude.
Yeah.
So I've been looking for this record right now.
Awesome.
Man, it's a hard one to find.
So, Earl, I got to thank you because this is the first ever interview in a sit-down format that Earl has ever done. I think you did a hell of a job, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. But we do have an announcement. Earl's officially already retiring from doing these sit-down interviews, he said. So this will be the first and last time for everyone that showed up. Thank you. Because this is the one opportunity you're ever going to have to get Earl Dotson behind a microphone. So.
Now, I don't mind doing it. It's just like, you know, some things you want to keep private. You know,
No, that's good.
so
You and I were just talking on social media. There's a lot out there.
it's a lot out there. Yeah,
And it's-
people put a lot of their life out there, and I think that's too much sometimes. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to know about Karen's kid's diarrhea or the time Karen was pissed off at a
There you go.
manager. And
There you go.
You know.
I'm on my way to Starbucks.
Right.
I just ate a Whopper. I don't need to hear all that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So we got some more sponsors. Thank before I forget. We got Card and Coin Corner with Mike over there, who's always
Yeah, we
always a
talked
great
about
guy.
that, yeah.
We got Culver's. Doing
Culver,
some
yeah.
giveaways. You gotta love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
We decided someone doesn't like butter on their burger, which is
No,
cool.
I don't.
It's fine. They can make it without.
I'm just
Max
not used to that. We don't do that in Texas. We'll put
Texas
on a-
toast, you got to. And then we also had Just Max Fitness Nutrition along with
Yes.
Coach Life Coaching and 22 Promotions LLC.
Yes, thank
and
you
then,
very much.
Two other big special shout outs because the show does not go on at all right now without Keith Archiquette over at Life Church. And then Jesse from over at Life Church as well that did our sound stuff. So
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, you two,
Thank
because
you.
It's always nice when you get your church family involved. And the best part, they work for free 99 tonight. So thank you. You guys will not be getting audited by the IRS. Thank you guys so much. But one more time, again, we want to thank Next Home New Properties, Prohibition Spirits and Cigar Lounge. Again, I'm your host, MD Lovelace.
Jeff Brice.
David Pfaff.
Earl Dotson, man.
And thank you guys for coming to our first ever episode.